Let's think about your body's health for a moment, but let's frame it like a well-maintained car. For decades, we have been meticulously taught that the most important thing is to keep the engine running. That engine is your cardiovascular system, and your daily walk is the fuel that keeps it humming along beautifully. But here is the critical piece of information that has been missing from the owner's manual. While we were so focused on that engine, the car's very frame has been quietly rusting. The suspension system, your muscular strength and stability, has been weakening, and the tires have been losing their grip, which is your balance and reactive power. A car like that might run perfectly on a long, straight, flat highway. But what happens when it needs to climb a steep hill, navigate a sharp turn, or stop suddenly to avoid a hazard? The engine might be fine, but the compromised frame and suspension will fail you. This is precisely the danger of relying solely on walking for your health after the age of 60. You are building a powerful engine in a weakening chassis. Today, we are not just talking about the engine. We are going into the garage. Together, we are going to learn how to rebuild the frame, reinforce the suspension, and restore the control you need to confidently navigate any road life puts in front of you. The medical term for this rusting frame is sarcopenia, the age-related progressive loss of muscle mass and, more importantly, muscle function. It happens to all of us, but it accelerates significantly after 60. Crucially, it doesn't affect all muscle types equally. It preferentially attacks our fast-twitch muscle fibers. These are the fibers responsible for generating force quickly, for power, for speed, for the explosive movement needed to catch yourself when you trip. Walking, an endurance activity, primarily conditions slow-twitch fibers. This is why you can be fit enough to walk for miles, but still feel weak when lifting a bag of groceries. You have a great engine, but your ability to generate quick, functional power is declining. The first tool we'll use to address this is the counter push-up. This isn't an exercise for show. It is a fundamental movement for preserving independence. Upper body strength is what allows you to push yourself out of a deep armchair, to safely get up from the floor, and to brace yourself in a fall. A 2023 study in the Journal of Functional Aging confirmed that seniors performing similar incline movements significantly increased upper body power and, critically, improved reaction time. To perform it safely, face a sturdy, unmovable surface like a kitchen counter. Place your hands on the edge, a little wider than your shoulders. Walk your feet back so your body forms a straight, solid plank from your head to your heels. It is vital to engage your core. Tighten your abdominal muscles as if you're about to be punched lightly in the stomach. This protects your lower back. Now bend your elbows and slowly lower your chest toward the counter, keeping your body in that rigid line. Do not let your hips sag. Pause briefly, then press back powerfully to the starting position. The quality of the movement is far more important than the quantity. Start with 6 to 8 perfect repetitions. If you have wrist pain or a prior shoulder injury, be cautious. You can reduce the difficulty by standing more upright, lessening the incline. Next, we need to service the primary machinery for locomotion, the muscles at the front of your thigh, the quadriceps and hip flexors. These muscles act as the shock absorbers for your knees and provide the power for every step and stair. When they weaken, your gait becomes less stable and your risk of falling increases. We can target them with profound efficiency using the straight leg raise. Research published in the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation in 2024 showed that this specific exercise led to significant improvements in both walking speed and stair climbing ability in older adults in a matter of weeks. To do this correctly, lie on a firm surface like a carpeted floor or a yoga mat. Bend one knee and place that foot flat on the floor to stabilize your spine. The other leg should be straight. Before you lift, consciously tighten the thigh muscle of the straight leg. Then, slowly raise the leg about 12 to 18 inches, the height of a typical stair step. The key is control. Hold the position for 3 seconds, then lower the leg even more slowly than you lifted it. This controlled lowering, or eccentric phase, is critical for building strength. Your lower back must remain in contact with the floor throughout the movement. If it starts to arch, you have lifted the leg too high. Reduce the range of motion. Aim for 8 to 12 repetitions on one side before switching to the other. This isn't just a leg exercise. It's a direct intervention to rebuild the power needed to move through life with confidence and ease. Having begun the targeted repairs on the upper and lower body, we now need to ensure these components can work together in dynamic, real-world situations. Strength that cannot be coordinated with balance is of little use when you encounter an uneven sidewalk or a flight of stairs. This brings us to our third tool, the step-up. This exercise is the very definition of functional movement. It trains strength, balance, and coordination simultaneously, directly translating to a safer and more capable life. Think of how many times a day you perform a version of this movement: climbing stairs, stepping onto a curb, getting onto a bus. As we age, hesitation in these moments is a clear sign of declining neuromuscular function. The data on this is compelling. A 2023 study from the American Geriatric Society found that a regular step-up practice improved lower body power in seniors by nearly 50% and, more importantly, reduced their fall risk by more than half. This is because it forces the body to stabilize on a single leg, which is precisely what happens during walking and when you lose your balance. To start, select a low, extremely stable step. The bottom step of a staircase is perfect, but ensure you have a wall or railing to hold onto for support. A height of 4 to 8 inches is all you need. Stand facing the step. Place your entire right foot firmly on the surface. Drive your weight through your right heel to lift your body up, bringing the left foot to meet it. Avoid pushing off with your back foot. Make the lead leg do the work. The descent is just as important. Step down slowly and with absolute control. Perform 6 to 8 repetitions, leading with the right leg. Then switch and perform the same number, leading with the left. For those with significant knee osteoarthritis or recent hip surgery, it is essential to start with the lowest possible step and to consult with a physical therapist. The goal is smooth, deliberate, and stable movement. You are not just training your muscles. You are retraining your brain's confidence in your body's ability to handle the vertical challenges of the world. From dynamic power, we now shift our focus to building muscular endurance in a way that protects our joints. One of the most common functional losses is the ability to stand up from a low seat without using your hands for a push-off. This requires sustained force from your leg muscles, a quality we can build with an isometric exercise, the wall sit. Isometric means the muscle is contracting without changing length. This type of training is a powerful tool for older adults because it builds tremendous strength and endurance without any impact or movement in the joint itself, making it ideal for those with knee pain. In 2023, research from the Stanford Longevity Center showed that older adults who performed wall sits just a few times a week increased their lower body endurance by 55%. Even more impressively, they reported a nearly 50% reduction in knee pain because strengthening the muscles around the knee provides it with better support. The exercise also showed increased activity in the brain's motor cortex, proving that you are strengthening the neural signals to your muscles. To do this safely, find a clear, smooth wall. Stand with your back against it, your feet about shoulder width apart, and a good foot or two away from the wall. Slowly slide your back down the wall as if you are sitting down in a chair that isn't there. Stop when your thighs are roughly parallel to the floor or as low as you can comfortably go. Crucially, check that your knees are aligned directly above your ankles, not drifting forward over your toes. This alignment protects the knee joint. Now simply hold the position. You will feel your thigh muscles working intensely. Focus on breathing deeply and steadily. Never hold your breath. Begin by holding for 15 to 30 seconds. Rest for a minute, Then repeat 2 or 3 times. As you grow stronger, you can work toward holding the position for a full minute. If you have uncontrolled high blood pressure, be careful and start with very short durations. This exercise builds the silent, steady strength that allows you to rise to your feet with grace and power. Up to this point, our work in the garage has focused on the car's mechanical systems, the muscular frame and suspension. Now we must address the most complex component, the onboard computer and its wiring, which is your central nervous system. The connection between your core, your balance, and your brain is the final and perhaps most critical piece of the puzzle for long-term independence. When we talk about the core, we are not referring to the superficial abdominal muscles. We are talking about a deep sheath of muscles, particularly the transverse abdominis, which acts as a natural corset, stabilizing your spine from within. A weak core leads to poor balance and back pain. The safest and most intelligent way to retrain this system is with our 5th exercise, the dead bug. The name might be strange, but its neurological and physical benefits are unmatched. A groundbreaking 2024 study from the Cleveland Clinic examined seniors who practiced this type of coordinated cross-body movement. The results were astounding. They saw a 38% improvement in balance and a 26% reduction in back pain. But the most significant finding was from brain imaging, which showed a measurable increase in connectivity between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. This is because moving opposite limbs in a controlled manner forces the 2 halves of your brain to communicate more efficiently. This enhanced neural communication is directly linked to better memory, sharper thinking, and faster cognitive processing. It is literally an exercise for your brain. To perform it, lie on your back on a firm surface. Lift your legs so your knees are bent at 90 degrees and positioned directly over your hips. Raise your arms straight towards the ceiling. Before you begin, gently press your lower back into the floor to engage your deep core. There should be no gap. Then, with absolute control, slowly lower your right arm and your left leg toward the floor. Only go as low as you can while keeping your back completely flat and stable. Return slowly to the start and then repeat on the other side, lowering your left arm and right leg. The movement should be deliberate and mindful. Start with 5 to 8 repetitions on each side. If this is too difficult, you can modify by moving just your arms or just your legs at first. This isn't just a core exercise. It's a powerful tool to maintain both your physical stability and your mental acuity. As we conclude our time in the garage, it's essential to put everything in perspective. This discussion was never about abandoning your daily walk. Your walk is still fantastic for your engine, your cardiovascular health. Our goal today was to show you how to maintain the rest of the vehicle. These 5 exercises, the counter push-up, the straight leg raise, the step up, the wall sit, and the dead bug, are your specialized tools for reinforcing the frame, servicing the suspension, and upgrading the onboard computer. They are targeted, science-backed interventions that directly combat the effects of sarcopenia in a way that walking simply cannot. They build the kind of practical, real-world strength that keeps you safe and independent, the power to rise from any chair, the balance to navigate any terrain with confidence, and the resilience to thrive on your own terms. You don't have to become an athlete. You simply need to start. The rule here is progress, not perfection. And please, dismiss any notion that it is too late to make a change. My clinical experience has shown me, time and again, that the body has a remarkable capacity to rebuild strength at any age. You are not too old. You have simply been undertrained in the right ways. By incorporating these movements into your life, you are doing more than just exercising. You are taking a definitive, powerful step towards safeguarding your future. You are choosing a life of ability and reclaiming your freedom, one strong, controlled repetition at a time.